Yo, what's the deal, Merc fam? Thank you for tuning in to another episode. In this video, we're gonna be speaking on a brand new movie that I seen on Netflix yesterday. It is actually trending on Netflix, and it is called The Old Ways. But before we get into that, I wanna make sure that everybody likes, subscribes, tap the notification bell, make sure you are part of this Noti gang, all right? I gotta make sure that every video I post comes up on your timeline, all right? As you can see, your boy has been all over it, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing shorts, I'm doing more music reviews, more movie reviews, so just stay tuned, keep riding the Merc fam wave, and enjoy the ride, everyone. Now, let's talk about this movie, The Old Ways. This movie actually premiered in 2020 at a Spanish film festival. I've never seen or heard of this movie other than seeing it on my Netflix account. Obviously, this is an indie movie that hit the ground running. It was shot amazingly, and I love the presence of the characters on screen. It is an American horror movie, even though it deals with brujas and witches and shit, and it was directed by Christopher Alender. The movie really revolves around the main character, Cristina, and she's pretty much returning to her hometown as an American reporter. She's basically in search of some sort of witchcraft story. So in the beginning scenes of this movie, we see the main character struggling with her mother, who seems to be under some sort of exorcism, all right? The bitch had some sharp-ass teeth, and she scratched the hell out of her daughter. It's at this point that the movie immediately goes to the next scene without explanation, without any kind of understanding of who or what is going on. We just see the main character with a sack over her head. I later enjoyed this aspect as the movie progressed, but in that moment, watching the movie from the beginning, I kind of felt a little lost. And it took me out a little bit, right? I couldn't necessarily enjoy it. I was pretty much just asking myself, like, who, what, when, where, why at this point, right? No one's explaining shit. It is at this time that I'm gonna give you guys a spoiler warning, all right? I'm not necessarily gonna ruin the entire movie. If anyone sticks past my spoiler warning, you would know that I don't absolutely ruin it. I just give you guys a little bit more than you may not wanna know. If you're that type of person, I wanna give the option to you. But trust me, all right? I'm giving everything with a grain of salt. But if you don't want to watch it, you want to actually see the movie, come back, add it to your watch playlist. But you know we're going to get this thing rolling and keep on going. We spend a good portion of this movie trying to figure out what's going on. We find our main character kidnapped. She got a sack over her head. She don't know what's going on. She bloodied up. Us, the audience, don't even know what's going on at this point. Maybe she's been kidnapped. She owes money. We start to meet a couple of the different characters, and that's when we see the lady that's on my thumbnail, right? The bruja, the white painted face lady with the one eye that's kind of gray like my grandma's. This lady seems absolutely evil. Everyone in this movie was very cryptic, very silent, and all they kept asking her was, why were you at La Boca? Which translate for my English people to the mouth, okay? It's like the mouth of a cave. It's got stalagmites and stalactites in the entrance of the cave, and it looks like a mouth. Damn, I'm smart. A good majority of the movie goes to us trying to identify who's the bad guy and who's the good guy. We see the main character who's definitely under stress. She wants to get out. She's literally chained to the wall, and these other people are giving her goat's milk, and the only thing that they want to know is why she was at La Boca. Soon after that, she throws her cousin's name in the mix, all right? The main character doesn't really speak Spanish that well, so she's like, yo, my cousin Miranda, she showed me all this shit she knows. Go holla at her. Give me my bag. I'll show you what I was here for. They don't want to hear it. They want to know why she was at La Boca, and of course, nobody is really explaining anything. It's kind of like I said in the beginning of the review. In the first couple of scenes, I was really eager to know what's going on, but as the movie progressed, I slowly started to become more and more interested in it because they're explaining more as the storyline kept going. So once it got into maybe the second act of the movie, where we already know, okay, something must really be wrong with the main character because she's literally seeing things move. She's seeing all types of animals die in the middle of the night, and on top of that, she has some sort of crazy heroin addiction that she's fighting. So she's also experiencing a form of withdrawals, which kind of confuses us and her at the same time because we don't know exactly what she's seeing is actually what she's seeing, you know what I mean? But obviously the movie isn't based off of this girl's heroin addiction. This chick is really possessed by a demon. Even though The Old Ways had a 90-minute runtime, it felt extremely long, and I'm gonna tell you why. There was a lot of different points and moments in the movie towards the third act where I was was ready to call it quits. And not because I wasn't enjoying the movie, but in a normal storyline, in anything that we see, which is something regurgitated, something that someone stole from someone else, we would expect the movie to end in a certain manner. But no, this movie kind of kept pushing those limits and taking it a step further. I really appreciate the character growth in this movie. I feel a lot of these films out here in the world, they don't really care about the character's background or what makes that person tick. This movie absolutely touched on a lot of different bases, and I really enjoyed it. At the end of the day, I'm gonna give this movie a 7 out of 10. I was gonna give it an 8, but I kind of had to sit back. You know, it was a low budget film. There were a lot of things that could have been better, but for the most part, the actors were no-name people and they really did a good job. And, you know, I really enjoyed the music for the movie. And when I saw, let's say, the demon, the fact that they really hid it in the shadows because it wasn't the best CGI, I appreciated. You know what I mean? They didn't just throw some caca on the screen and expect us to be terrified of it. They really held the suspense of what this thing really looked like, and they played with that in the movie. They didn't invoke this demon and it was in their faces. It was more in the shadows, and we really didn't get to see much of the demon, and I like that. It kept the suspensefulness for us. But what did you guys think of this review? Did you hate it? Did you like it? Did y'all love it? All right. I did like this movie a lot. Go to your Netflix, take the time to watch something new. If you're someone like I know on season 17 of Grey's Anatomy and it's the same shit over and over, take a break and please watch something refreshing, something new. Take a break from that mundane lifestyle, all right? But you already know what it is, man. It's your boy Merc. It's been a pleasure.
I take the wheel, it's going out of control. I ain't got a flex, but my money swole. I'm flying real life, nigga, not just pose. Hands down, I'm the man now. You better do your research before I air it out. I'm smoking on reefer and it's very loud.